Welcome to GameBros. This is Cuco,
Cuquito.
And Prodigy.
coming to you live from our GameBros studios here in beautiful Miami, Florida. Did you guys hear that?
No.
It is time.
I guess it's time.
It is time
It is.
to make this happen. So we want to thank everybody for watching. We got an action-packed show like always. There's a lot of cool stuff that we want to talk to you guys about. And the first thing is, you guys know that we're big VR fans. And one of our favorite headsets is actually the Oculus Quest. And when we got it in the studios, the first thing that we noticed is that there was no rechargeable batteries. It was a AA battery. And we first thought, like, why would they do something like this?
Exactly.
And we're actually glad that someone had the brains and the capacity to re-engineer this. And they came out with a charging stand for it. So this is not just for the Oculus Quest. This is just for the Oculus line, because even the Oculus S uses the same exact controller. So basically what it does is that you remove the cover, replace the cover with a new cover that has an opening, and you insert the rechargeable battery pack in it. So now you just put it on this stand and it recharges the battery. Why didn't Oculus do this from the beginning?
I have no idea. I already knew that I was gonna be there's gonna be complaints about changing batteries and all that, especially when it comes to a VR system that you're gonna probably be using constantly. Dude, changing the batteries is a pain. How many times have you changed the batteries on the Oculus Quest so far?
Oh, like
5 times.
5 times?
Yeah.
And people have used it. We use it a lot, but not to the and to be able to go through 5 batteries.
That's a good amount.
So I don't know. Do you know the price of it?
No, right now they're still kind of working on it. They want to see if that's the best way that they design it and engineer it to make it efficient.
I had the best idea. I used it last week with PlayStation and NFC and remote charging. They should do the same thing. Just insert a pack in there that has NFC already integrated on it, and then you just put it down right on some charging base, and it wirelessly charges it. And I think that would be the best way to go about doing that. And that's what they should figure out.
But so far, I think this is a good idea. I hope we don't take too long on doing this, because I know all the Quest users will definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, you would spend the money you need to spend to have this in.
And I don't think it'll be costly. Like,
First I need to get a job.
I don't feel like it's gonna be over 100.
I don't think so. I think that the most I would pay, and I think a good price would be $50.
Yeah.
I know the Xbox has these similar kits where you replace the battery pack and put a rechargeable battery kit system on it, and those are usually $36. So that price range, I think, is fine, and it would be amazing to save money on batteries and stuff, and just the hassle of having to. There's nothing worse than actually playing the Oculus Rift or the Quest, and you're there going at it, and then you don't recognize the last one.
Yeah. But
In the middle of a battle or something.
I think that was a cool little thing. The Quest to continue it and all that. Moving on with more hardware news. Something that was already announced before.
We have more insight now with these patents.
Yes. And this is regarding the Nintendo Switch stylus.
Which no one knew we needed.
I didn't know anybody needed this, but apparently they do.
So basically, we know that on the 3DS they had a stylus and stuff like that. I haven't played any games on the Switch where I'm like, dude, I can't play this game. Where's my stylus? Mm-hmm. But I guess Nintendo feels the need. Maybe they're gonna come out with some.
The example games. They always used was Super Mario Maker.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. I guess it's kind of useful. But But the thing is that they have the stylus, but now they're adding a Joy-Con attachment to it. So here, I don't know if you know, if you've seen the Joy-Con black bumpers that come when you disconnect it.
Yeah.
You can add a black thing to it, so it gives like bumpers on the little.
Not just bumpers. It makes the whole controller feel better,
like bigger.
For bigger hands like
and
mine.
the buttons become bigger.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be like that same bumper attachment, but without the bumpers. If not inside, it's gonna have the stylus, and the stylus then pops out from the top, and you can use the entire Joy-Con with the stylus on the side of it as a big like pencil.
My idea is they already have a game coming out where they're gonna need this.
Okay.
What game?
I don't know.
Oh, you're saying like they're bringing this out.
Yeah,
for
just basically how when they had the Move controller, they had the Move Plus, and they came out with a new fitness game, and it was bundled in, and that fitness game sold like crazy because you got the game and the plus, the Motion Plus with it. So that's a good idea. Maybe they come out with a drawing game.
Yeah, here it shows that since now it's not the stylus by itself, it's on like the attached to the controller. They have the ability to do stuff. Here in this patent, they showed how they can press
harder.
I guess don't kill me now, but if you press the B button or the A button, it then creates a bigger streak, a thicker streak.
Just say triangle. We all know that's a triangle button.
Yeah. So then, they can implement that in their games. This one, when you hover over objects or select objects, your Joy-Con vibrates.
Okay.
Letting you know you do that. So I guess it's pretty cool. Again, these are patents, and we don't know much information about it. But depending on what games, even like Wrecker says, WarioWare wouldn't be a bad game that this can accompany and maybe give a different type of way of playing on your Switch.
Yeah, but my thing is when it comes to games like this, does the stylus make a finite difference on it that you need a stylus? Because most of these games you could actually just do with your finger. Mm-hmm. Is it, or maybe the capability about pressing harder or softer makes the line less, so your brain already has that dexterity with a pencil or a pen that makes it easier and just makes it intuitive to work that way. So. Yeah. It all depends, I guess, on the price. If we're down to start using a stylus on
especially
Nintendo Switches or not.
The price and then what games are going to come out either alongside or what games are going to support this as well.
The games that I've played on the Switch didn't even use the screen.
So far, right?
Yeah.
Snipper Clips is one.
That was like a launch game as well.
1-2 Switch, stuff like that. There's been a couple, but if they want to bring back some of those 3DS games and kind of, remaster them, dive down the pool, they're going to need something like this to be able to make that happen. Mm-hmm. And to keep up with the Joneses, they're going to have a beefier system. We've been talking about the Nintendo Switch having a Nintendo 4K for a while now. And this week we actually had some leaks. They leaked out that the Nintendo Switch is going to have a better processor, the Volta, right?
The GPU is going to be built around the architecture of the Volta, which is that NVIDIA architecture they released, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. They mentioned how it will not be the massive improvement to run 4K.
So it's going to be like that 2K.
It might be 2K range
or high resolution.
Yeah, like probably 1790 whatever it is.
Yeah.
But which I kind of expected, to be honest. If they want to have that maneuverability and kind of compactness of the Switch, I think that's what they're gonna have to sacrifice some of it.
My thing is that isn't it too little though? Like you're talking about other people. Oh, we got 16 teraflops. I got 20 teraflops, and if a PC, always has a new video card, they have like 20 teraflops, and they're like, we got 3.5 and maybe get 2K screen resolution.
Yeah. And
when I saw Volta, I thought indoor soccer.
I thought FIFA. That's exactly. I thought FIFA.
FIFA 20 was Volta. So. I don't know. I think that Nintendo Switch had its run. I'm sorry.
It's over.
They need to, circle the wagons and rethink this because
they need to start working on consoles and start working more on games.
And you think they should just port them to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation?
No.
I like.
It's because I've said it many times before when we've talked about Nintendo itself and the Switch itself. I've always thought, to me, the Switch as a companion type of side thing.
Yeah.
That would never replace my PS4.
But this is the problem. If you want this to be your companion, don't you need the games to be able to work on it? Don't you need to, let's say, for instance, you're working on, I don't know, let's X game. Let's use Rainbow Six Siege 2, and you're playing Rainbow Six Siege 2, and you're grinding, and you actually got to go to work, and you're working, and then it's lunchtime. You can't take out the Switch and play Rainbow Six Siege 2. You're gonna end up playing all the games that you normally play on the Nintendo Switch.
For Smash Brothers.
Oh no, yeah.
Smash
I'm not
Bros.
saying this is gonna be like an add-on to your existing console.
Okay.
I think it's more of an add-on to your gaming
Library
itself.
Okay, so you want to extend your library and say, hey,
Yes.
I have books on this shelf, I have CDs, and then I have my cassettes.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
Nintendo
a
games.
good analogy.
Okay. I understand. Like Quito says, he loves Smash Brothers. All the Nintendo franchises are really good. Mario, Zelda, Metroid. Hopefully, Metroid Prime 4 comes out finally. Stuff like that. So I can see that as
Yeah. And that's what I was talking.
What makes
that's how
Smash
I
Brothers
saw
fun
it.
is when you play with a group of people, because playing by yourself is kind of boring.
I can agree that
Like,
most
Unless
games are like that.
you're
Most
good at
games
it.
are like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
ramp it
agree.
up to extra hard.
Yeah. That's what I did on PlayStation also. But yeah. So far for hardware news, this week was kind of slow.
Mm-hmm.
This is all we really had regarding, well, at least we're going to get into a bit of some other, not really hardware stuff, but stuff that came for consoles and all that later on. But we're going to, we just want to show you guys this really cool, how do I explain it? I guess, my gosh, lost for words. I don't know if Kuko, you can pick up what I'm going to try and say.
We just want to show you a quick video from our friends at Barley.
Bar L.
Bar L. That's how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Bar L Studios. They actually took their time to manufacture Mimir's head from God of War. And the reason I want to show them is because they did a freaking phenomenal job. Bar L. That should have been easy to pronounce, actually. I don't know why I butchered that. So they did such a great job making this Mimir head. It looks so real, moves, talks. It's just so awesome. So I wanted to show their video so you guys can actually see this happen. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to watch this video, but they're on Instagram. You guys can actually throw them a like and follow them. They're actually going to work on a face hugger from Half-Life now that Alex is going to come out. Check that out, man. Doesn't that look so good?
Dude.
The eyes, the movement,
The way the
twitches.
skin moves and his eyebrows, his cheeks.
And if
his
you go
nose.
follow them on
Wrinkles.
Instagram, you could watch the process. And then you could just see, like, man, that's all that's what it takes for me to move my face. And the way they move the lips, the eyes, the cheeks, the wrinkles, the way they make the wrinkles, the molding, the painting, the coloring to make the flesh look like flesh, the hair, how they added the hair follicles and the horns, everything. I don't know. I just find it amazing.
It was an amazing job.
Phenomenal.
They did a really good job. Wrecker in the chat puts, all right, time for a live action God of War.
I would love to have
Google
this in the
pre-order
studio.
like front row seats for a live action God of War movie, right?
Oh, yes. I would like to be just a background actor in the background if I could.
Oh man.
I'll let Kratos
Amazing.
just stomp my head.
A jogger, you'll be a jogger.
But see, like you could see some of the steps and stuff. I just thought it was just really, really cool. I wanted to give a shout out to them because I know that, doing these type of things are very hard to do. And it's always really nice to get the recognition that other people appreciate the work you did. And like I said, I would like to buy it and just, hang it back here. And just every once in a while when we're doing our show, you could drop some of those,
Some of the knowledge.
some Norse mythology on you guys about how Thor dressed like a
A woman.
a woman to infiltrate a freaking wedding. So
Is that your favorite story?
Yeah, he always brings that up.
I always bring it up because it's so memorable, because it's funny. Dude, like, you would think like some big old buff dude that takes, friggin' Milner around. He's like, I'm just gonna dress like a woman, and everybody's just gonna believe I'm the freaking bride, and everybody just fell for it. I just thought it was cool. But I just love the fact that every time you got on the boat, it was a different story.
Yes.
Or you
Or
got
he
out of the
continued.
boat and he continued exactly
The
where he
exact
left
same
off.
story.
And just the way it happened, it just felt so real. Like, oh, where were we again? Oh yeah, I was telling, or the kid would say,
Yeah. Oh, Mimir, continue the story.
yeah, you left off right here. Continue so we can, because I like the fact, because I wasn't big into Norse mythology before God of War.
Yeah.
And just being able to get some of that information from Mimir, the smartest man alive, I
Yes.
thought was cool.
Agreed.
So Bar L,
I need to
good
finish
job.
that game.
Yes.
We like that.
Follow them, support them, because they do a great job with their stuff. So speaking of gods, we're gonna get into a little game that we got shown back at the Game Awards this past year.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Godfall.
Yes, which looked amazing. It looks so
It
good.
looks so good.
The colors, the lighting. You can see HDR in action. You can see ray tracing, all that beautiful stuff. But for some reason, this week, they actually dropped a video of gameplay footage. And I thought it looked decent, but the internet thought it looked like trash, and they bashed the crap out of it.
Oh Lord.
And of course, Gearbox and Randy Pitchford had to, saddle up the horses, round the boys up, and try to explain what the hell happened. So apparently, this video was a year old already,
And it wasn't running on PS5.
Yeah,
So that is what they stated. Who knows if that's like a cover up?
Or-
Because
yeah, who knows if that's
Gearbox
true or
wanted to
not.
cover their tail, be like, oh crap, man, these people they didn't like what they saw. I don't know what you think about that.
I hope it's true. The thing is, with Randy Pitchford and with Gearbox, we've had problems in the past. We had,
Yes.
if it was someone else, if it was like Infinity Ward, if it was Respawn, if it was, these companies that for sure, like Naughty Dog,
Yeah.
you're like, don't worry, yeah, I believe them. But we've had Randy Pitchford have Duke Nukem that
Oh,
came
my
out
gosh.
was garbage.
Oh,
I can't believe he actually put that game out. Alien Colonial Marine
I remember
was
that one.
another one that looked phenomenal, looked so good when they showed it off, but when it finally came out, looked like
was
trash. So that's the problem. Like, do we believe them? Do we not believe them? At the end of the day, we still gotta wait. We gotta wait for the game to come out. We gotta wait for them to actually, get their hands on it, polish it up, shine it up, get it ready. And it's not like they're gonna release this game tomorrow.
Oh no, this
So-
is a next gen game, so
We gotta wait anyway.
We gotta wait
give-
anyway.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. If he does release it, it does look like trash. That's it, Randy.
He's not
No
having
more
that
chances
anymore,
for
yeah.
you.
mm-hmm.
But I'm excited for Godfall. Are you excited to play this game?
It looked amazing in the trailer. I don't know.
Yeah.
They bashed it.
I'm just interested. I know it's gonna be. Is this the slasher looter? Right?
This is the looter. They call it slasher looter. Is that what they called it?
I don't know. Because you
But
can't say shooter.
It's not a shooter,
that's a
but it's
shooter.
basically the same, looter. But you're actually going through dungeons, and you're using
Yeah.
basically fantasy style instead of sci-fi style.
Uh-huh.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to actually play this game.
Mhm.
It reminds me a lot of Diablo. Dude, you said Diablo. So yeah, it reminds me a lot of Diablo, but in a more action instead of isometric view from like far away. Like I don't know why people like games like that.
Yeah.
Like wow, where you're just seeing like little peons moving around.
Yeah.
I like it up and close where I can see what's happening, and I'm excited for this. This is a dungeon crawler. Okay, that's a good way to explain it. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, excited. Hopefully it is. Hopefully he's right, mate. Hopefully what we saw in that one little 2-minute thing that everybody was going crazy over.
Was a year ago.
Was a year ago.
Was a year ago.
Not running on PS5.
Can you move the knob on the mouse thing on the thing, and is it all the way up?
No.
Okay. Okay. Leave it all the way up.
Okay. Speaking of things I'm excited for.
That's why we couldn't hear it before.
Okay, makes sense. Speaking of things that I'm excited to hear about is there was a job post recently made by Guerrilla Games.
Are you excited for that, really?
I don't know. I don't play
Yes.
Horizon at all.
Guerrilla Games.
Yeah.
You know what games they made?
Who you asking, man? Come on, man. I was playing those games before you were born, son.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, back in the day, those were one of my
second.
favorite games was Killzone. Killzone 1 had this map where it was on the beach, and there was a base at the top of the beach, and everybody was trying to come from the bottom of the beach onto the beach and traverse the whole, and it was just amazing. People hated on Killzone for some reason, but they have a pedigree of making good shooters.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not a shooter. This is a third-person action game we're talking about.
Yes.
We are talking about Horizon having multiplayer. For me, I would love for Horizon to stay in its little Horizon world and be
Yes.
Horizon 2. Just give me more dino robots, more gridlock, more, stuff like that. I want to, fight other animals, fight other dinosaurs,
Tame other
robots, and, all that cool stuff. What would a multiplayer in the Horizon universe look like?
Yeah, when I read this...
Ark, maybe?
Um,
But with just
oh,
robot?
wow. You know what? I never thought of multiplayer in that aspect. Quito,
Yeah.
you just intrigued me, my friend.
I didn't think of that. That's actually... And we're actually going to mention that later on in the show as well.
That's why you're here, bro.
I thought about it when I was doing the notes beforehand. I was trying to think, what multiplayer can you introduce into Horizon? What would you like to see?
Yeah, because okay, so let's think of games that come out without multiplayer, and then later on got multiplayer. Uncharted is one.
Yes.
Uncharted. It was a single player game, and then the multiplayer came out, which was good.
It was alright.
Also, Last of Us. It was only been one Last of Us,
There's
but
only
Last
been
of Us
one.
was a game that you didn't expect to have a multiplayer, but it did. And the multiplayer was really good. I know
pretty good,
when it carried over to PS4, a lot of people stayed on it and kept playing through.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, those are third-person action games with guns and stuff. Like with Aloy, what is she gonna do? Like she'll have
arrows and traps and...
I don't know. Maybe she can be riding with her friends.
That's the
and she
thing, though.
jumps off or
What would you
something.
see? You think it might be co-op?
I would like the way Quito says that you go to this place and you're like on this, island or whatever with different landscapes, with different biodomes.
maybe.
You had a desert here, snow here, this and that, and you're trying to survive. And you're building traps, and there's there's these robot animals, dinosaurs, whatever you want to call them, and there's also people you fight against, and you're trying to survive. You're trying to kill them. They're trying to kill you, and they're trying to survive. And there's robot monsters in the way, in the middle of it.
And then we like looting. Too.
No, Wrecker, don't put Horizon Battle Royale. No.
Please.
I will be honest. I've never played Tomb Raider multiplayer. I never tried it.
Neither have I.
So I don't... Zero Dawn Legends. Oh my gosh.
Record should get a job naming things because he named the
Yo.
mozzarella stick, and the
then
very next day they
the
came
Twitch
out.
Prime. Freaking Mozzarella, and it's Mozzie with a pizza on his head. Record, did you know that? Do you work for Ubisoft and don't want to tell us over there and banning... Oh, wait. My bad. I didn't want to release your location.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I never played it as well. I can see Aloy killing Pathfinder.
That'd be
I thought
great.
you were
That'd be actually really fun.
sure idea. Okay, shh. Nobody heard that. Well, yeah. I'm excited. We just gotta wait for more hints to see if it might be true. It's hinting at multiplayer because, like I said, that job post was asking for developers that work in that sort of field.
Because what does
that are working
multiplayer
in
mean?
that.
Is that when we think multiplayer,
We always think of like
Playing
what,
with your friends.
deathmatch.
yeah,
I automatically think of a deathmatch or something.
yeah. When you hear video game multiplayer, you always think of multiplayer competitively online, and we forget that the original multiplayer
Was co-op.
was Luigi. You know.
Oh yeah, cool.
The original, co-op.
Oh, yeah.
You know that was the original multiplayer. So maybe that's what it means. That maybe Alloy teams up with a friend or loved one, or, whatever, and you're playing the game together with someone else. And that I think that would be another cool route to take. And we could also do the Battle Royale one, or we could do Quito Survival one. I think all those are good ideas. Add to the game, add to experience. Add all of them, Call of Duty style, where they had a blackout and multiplayer and all that stuff.
But yeah, I'm excited.
I just don't want it to hinder the story.
The story. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, what would happen is that they would spend most of their time on the multiplayer, and then that's when the single player. And remember, the single player is what made this happen. The single player was, just like when they added a multiplayer to God of War.
Oh
in
my
Ascensions,
goodness!
they spent so much time on the multiplayer that both the multiplayer and the single player
were bad,
Were
like lackluster.
And that's what I don't want. I don't want that to happen.
I agree. But yeah, we don't have to worry about this until PS5. And speaking with PS5, we got more PS5 news to talk about. There was right after the show, after we finished last week's show.
As soon as we turn off the camera.
Yes.
Wrecker hits us up. We play a little bit of Apex Grand Soiree arcade event. Hits us up, lets us know that there was actually
Bunch of leaks
for the PS5. Like straight after the show, we're like, holy crap, everything came out. And we actually got a picture from a dev kit UI home screen leak.
If you would have told me that was a PS4,
you would have believed it.
it looks just like it.
Yeah, I agree. All it has is the game starting, but like all the little buttons below the app.
Yeah.
Everything else looks the same. Again, this is the dev kit, not fully fleshed out, and this is a leak, so we don't know if it's believable.
It looks ugly.
But to me, it just looks the same as the PS4. I don't know what you
don't
think.
like it.
I don't know if you mind the PS4 UI, Kuko. I don't.
Okay, we'll
Or
go with
Quito.
Quito. What do you got first?
I don't know. It just looks ugly. Like it doesn't even look like PS4. It looks like PS3. Look at the controller.
Controller. Where are you seeing the controller, dude? Oh, the icon.
Like I don't know. I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay.
My first impression is really ugly.
My impression is, let's say you have, we're going to use iPhone for example. You have an iPhone 4 and you've had it for 7 years. And then all of a sudden you're going to get the iPhone 8 and you're excited to get this iPhone. And then the GUI, the interface looks exactly the same. To me, that is a big no-no. If I'm going to buy a new system, a new hardware, I want it to look and sound different. I want the interface to look different. I want it to sound different. Do I want it to be all bogged down? No, I don't. I want it to be, I want it to work good, smooth, fast, quick. I want it to be simplistic. I don't want it to have to buy a book or a manual on how to use it.
Yeah.
And that's what turned me off on Xbox. There were so many windows and tiles. I'm like, dude, I can't handle this. If I'm gonna play a game, I'll just play it on my PC, load it up, and just play Gears or Halo or whatever.
Windows 10.
But when I buy something new, I want it to all feel fresh. Once I look at the console and put it in my entertainment system, the first thing I'm gonna see all the time is when I turn on the screen. You know what I'm saying? So when you have the new PlayStation 5 and you turn on the screen and it looks just like a PS4, you're like, did I turn on the right system?
console? Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. I agree completely.
Also the music. The PS4 music.
DJ here in the comments is asking what kind of difference do you want to see in the UI, and I personally I don't mind the UI. I guess since I'm so used to it already. But I feel like I know there's changes that can be made to just make it more accessible and better.
One thing.
Oh,
Mine
There you go.
sometimes it's super slow.
I exit a game and it takes forever
Or when you
to
close
load
an
the menu.
application, right?
And
Oh,
when you
so
close applications
slow.
and all that.
I
I don't
would-
know if that's not really a UI problem though, would it? I think that's more of like a hardware.
Yeah,
Instead of a
I
software.
would also would like a better chat system.
Yeah, that's
I
what
would
DJ
also
said
like a
in the
better
chat.
system where I can see what my friends are playing. Not necessarily like DJ Fuego's playing Dreams. I would like to see DJ Fuego's playing Dreams and maybe like a screenshot or something, so I can like, hey,
Or like
damn,
a
that
live feed.
looks cool. Like, what is that? What is he playing? And I think that would help them sell more games and stuff.
Well, the thing is that that possibility that's possible. That's the thing. It's possible. But the games aren't taking advantage of that because they don't feel like adding that capability.
I can imagine you get into privacy problems like, hey, did you give them access to
That
take a
too.
picture?
And
or-
that's why they have all that stuff. Remember
Yeah.
when you first started up your PS4, they asked you, do your friends of friends, do you want them to see your activity? Do they
Yeah.
want to see your events? And what sucks is that there are games that actually use the activities. You can go to the activities of your friends and be like, oh, Google just got his 100 kill landmark in Rainbow Six Siege.
Need for Speed does that.
And Need for Speed does that. They just unlocked this car. Boom, and it shows you.
Or
Google
like-
just did that. Google just
or
Coquito.
designing
See,
cars.
see stuff
Yes.
like that, stuff that drives, look what Apex is doing with the leaderboard, with the rank system. You could actually drop out of the top 500 rank, and that forces you into, dude, I want to play ranked again. I want to raise my stuff back up. And I think by me seeing like DJ Fuego's playing Dreams, for some people, Dreams is like, something that they don't really know. But if they can see what he's creating, I think that'll cause people to want to play and stuff. Voice chat, make it better. Number one thing I really, 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 really want is to be able to play with more than 4 people locally. I
yes,
hate the
I hate
fact
that.
that there's
That's
only
a
4 controllers.
That's a hardware thing.
I
Especially
know,
Madden.
I know it's a hardware thing, but
But it's something
it's a
you're talking
thing
about.
that I've always
And I
wanted
agree.
back.
I agree completely. I remember having those big games. Like, I don't know if you just said it right now, FIFA
Madden. I said Madden.
or Madden. Everybody would be
Madden,
on one
FIFA.
console.
Or, dude, we used to play NBA 2K, and we had 5 players, and one would be a center, whatever, and then we would play. And voice chatting, I think that could be improved
Yes.
too.
I agree with what Riker said, kind of like how he mentioned that it's overlooked. That whole social system they have is very
I know they
overlooked.
started it,
And
and
it sucks because no one takes advantage of it.
and
And
then you can
Yes.
make events. You can
events,
also
you have the events that say
competitions, stuff like
tournaments.
that, tournaments.
They plan the tournaments. They plan the streams. They plan the the communities is overlooked as well. In their communities are actually very very good. Like DJ said, phone chat system. When you said that, I'm not going to refer to what you said, but more into the apps that's on your phone already. I feel there should be more optimization in the apps. PS messaging feels a little slow and a little wonky.
Well,
and
we
that's
have
something
we
that can be improved.
we have a chat outside of PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
for our gaming. Like, why should I have to use WhatsApp to organize our Rainbow Six matches or our custom match? Why
That's
can't
why.
I go on there and say, hey guys, we're gonna play Rainbow Six, and then boom, it sends it to all my PlayStation friends.
I also want to see my clips on the app.
That's a good
Like
one.
Xbox does that.
Xbox
The
nailed
mirror,
that part.
the
That
the
one is
Microsoft
perfect.
Mirror thing. I agree.
No, and it saves all their clips, and you can see it on your
And you can download them
and
too on your
download them,
phone.
and it saves it on a server outside of your console.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have like maybe like even you might have like 10 gigabytes of just
I have-
captures.
I have over 270 gigabytes.
When we
Oh,
share clips, we
better
just
remote
record
play.
them.
That's
capture
that's
them.
another one. It should be live streaming, and I think that's where they're gonna go to with that whole remote play thing.
Yes,
So
Definitely.
I agree with.
okay,
Yeah.
so we're let's go. Let's rein it back to what we
Rally
were.
back. Yes.
So
yes. UI.
So
UI.
that was a UI. That was a picture of UI.
Yes.
They also talked about pricing. I want to know what
Okay,
you guys think
okay,
about
okay.
pricing.
Release dates.
Max, your max amount would you spend the least? You think it's going to be?
max 500.
That's the max you would spend is $500. So
Yes.
600. You're not buying a PS5.
I would have to work for it.
That's a stack. Half a stack.
I'm working for that.
Yeah. So I think the cheapest is gonna be is $400,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the most expensive is gonna be is $600.
600. Okay.
500 would be like, I guess I'm gonna do it, but if it's $400, it's gonna freaking take over
Take
again.
the market
So that,
over again.
Yeah.
Yes.
That should be their go accent.
Mm-hmm.
If they were smart, they'll take a hit at the beginning. Just say, hey, we're gonna lose a little bit on the consoles, but we'll make it in the back end selling games.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. The reason we asked
Because you have Xbox. If you have Xbox and Xbox comes out at $500, you could get an Xbox for $500 and pay $15 a month for the Xbox Gold Ultimate, and you're getting a crap load of games.
Yeah.
That's an awesome deal. Because if you pay the $15, guess what game you're going to be playing day one on Xbox? Yes, Sea of Thieves, but you will also be playing Halo Infinite, the newest Halo game. So, yeah, Sea of Thieves, we got it. But Halo Infinite, think about it. For $15, I think that's an awesome deal.
Perfect
Yeah.
CFD, Scott.
So going back to leaks and rumors that were brought out later on in the week, probably was it Monday, Tuesday, that came out in the morning. The reason we asked about pricing and what you guys would like to see, DJs has the same kind of price range. Wrecker, I agree, 500 is a good range. At least that's what I think as well. Well,
$50 is a good price
rumors that came out, stuff that got leaked was the release date is locked down for October of this year.
Okay.
Right. We got the retail price is going to be $500, which is 449 euros. Furthermore, we know that the PlayStation Experience meeting is going to be held in New York City this year, and it's going to be held on February 5th, according to this. According to these rumors, they also mentioned how they're going to be showing off the backwards compatibility with PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 gaming support. And like I mentioned a while back, they're going to have specifications on maybe adding trophies and achievement system to the old games, so maybe those who like the old games can go back, play it, and have stuff to work for.
Yeah.
Other things that were announced were games that were going to be accompanying the beginning, like what's it called? The first phase, I guess, of PS5's launch, and this is going to be a remaster of Demon Souls, which I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that game.
Yes.
Yes, that is the. Wait, is that the predecessor or the first Dark Souls?
That is the before Dark Souls.
Yeah, so like
that's the one that set it up for that whole genre to start.
And that was the beginning of PS3, right? That was the launch of PS3.
And if they remake that with the kind of graphics like Godfall, people would go bananas for that thing.
Yes.
Remember, Sekiro won Game of the Year, so everyone likes that. Not everyone. A lot of people like that game style. So that's a good thing. They also announced a PlayStation VR.
Wait, bro, calm down. I'm still not done with the games. Gran Turismo 7.
You're
coming
not
out.
funny.
Gran Turismo 7. MLB The Show 21. I mean, okay, for the MLB fans out there. Godfall, as we mentioned, and a new Santa Monica studio IP called Legends with a Z at the end. And I'm a little interested because Santa Monica is one of my favorite studios.
Yes. Not the paint shop you took us to, the actual studio.
We don't talk about that trip over
Sounds
there in
fine.
Cali and how I messed up on GPSing.
Like 5 times. Every day, actually.
But yeah, so they also said Gran Turismo 7 was said to be probably like 2 months or a month after. I mean,
Release date.
in January or February of 2021 to be released. But yeah, and going to what you said. And they're also saying how David Jaffe's talking a lot about the PS5, and there's been a lot of news that everybody's trying to grab
That's
from
our
him.
boy David Jaffe,
little
baby.
little secrets. But like you mentioned, the biggest, I think in my opinion, thing to hear that they were hiding and they found out on Wednesday of this week, which was a day after this details got released, was that they were planning to unveil the PSVR 2.
How old is the VR? PlayStation VR?
It's
4 years old?
4 years old.
So it's up there in age. We've had 3 Oculus come out. We've had 2
Yes, 3
Index.
Oculus. The original, then the Rift where you can.
So
Like
they're kind of
Yeah.
falling behind as far
Yes.
as hardware for VR.
Yes.
So that would be awesome. But again, the price of the console, the price of a new headset, camera, controllers. Is it coming together?
Well, weren't they going to use the same controller compatible?
If they come out with something like a Quest that comes with controllers that's wireless compatible that can stream from the PlayStation to the VR set with no wires, oh my.
Cuckoo, you're asking for so
lot.
much.
Dude, what am I asking for? Something that already is possible with the Oculus Quest.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know? So
mean,
why
you're right.
not kind of steal some of those ideas, pass them over here?
I agree.
Use some of the stuff. Now, as far as software, what if we get a new Killzone game? What if we get a new Resistance game? Okay, maybe not a new Resistance game. What if we get Sunset Overdrive 2 and it'll be exclusive on the PlayStation because Insomniac is part of PlayStation family now.
Spider-Man 2 was mentioned as well.
Spider-Man 2.
Last week.
Or maybe even since they're working on Spider-Man 2 and they don't have a lot of resources, what if they remaster
Spider-Man
Sunset Overdrive and finally bring it to the PlayStation? Sunset Overdrive was a really fun game on the Xbox. And I've been dying, and they've been teasing it a lot on their Instagram. That's the thing, like Insomniac, if you follow them on Instagram, they've been teasing a lot of Resistance, a lot of Ratchet, and a lot of Sunset Overdrive. So,
Dang, another Ratchet game. That'd be
Ratchet and
crazy.
Clank is OG kid game.
Yes.
really
Yes.
good too.
Talking
So-
about other rumors and leaks for more PS5 games, we got rumors of GTA 6 being in development for PS5.
Yep.
And this was outed by a tax return in the UK from Rockstar Games.
Epic fail.
Epic fail.
And it's not just a GTA game.
It's GTA 6.
It's not just a GTA 6 game.
It's
The
GTA.
location, boys and
Is
girls.
it
You
Miami?
think so?
The location.
You think so?
That's what was outed.
They're gonna rep us now?
Dang.
They're
if
gonna
it's
they're
Vice
gonna
City,
bring it back to Miami, baby.
gonna
Back
be-
to Vice City.
everybody's
that-
going to go crazy.
That is by far one of the most beloved GTA games was GTA Vice City. And the cool thing, if just a side note, you know how they have the radio and they play music?
Mhm.
They actually had Uncle Luke, one of Miami's finest musicians down here. He was actually a DJ in the game mixing music. So I think that would be cool.
Oh, that's
They're
really
gonna add
cool.
Kodak Black and the baby in this one.
Maybe.
Mainly Kodak Black because he's from Miami. So.
Oh, they can add a lot of Miami's rappers and
X.
stuff.
No,
They have a memorial for him in the game.
Yeah, and then you go in there and then you stand in there and
Who-
we play music for him.
Why? Am I missing something? I'm lost here.
No, we're just like
Uh,
ideas.
Wrecker said a Jack and Daxter remaster, but I don't remember what studio was Jack and Daxter. Was that? I would want to say Blue Point, but I doubt it's them.
Well,
'cause
Blue Point
is a pretty.
Blue Point was remaking a lot of games. They remastered a bunch, but Blue Point is actually working on a brand new IP this time around. So they'll be very interested to see what they have in store for us too. But going back to GTA 6, I would be super ecstatic to play
Sorry.
GTA 6 in Vice City
And the story
and have
mode.
the multiplayer. Imagine the multiplayer from that here. There's so many things that they can
Yes.
do.
And dude, next
Hard
gen,
Rock.
how big the map might be this time.
It'd be humongous. Imagine
And
with
the
all
graphics,
the loading and all that
Oh,
gets
man.
erased and all that.
SSDs.
It's gonna be something else. And
Yes.
the way Rockstar works.
Yes.
I remember GTA 5 came out right when 3 was dying, and it was a game that ushered in the PlayStation 4. And they even had the whole thing when you could buy it and
For $10
have first person view and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. I hope they set it in Vice City. It's our city. We love it. I think it's a good, awesome place because a lot of the stuff that happens in GTA happens here all the time.
Oh yeah. That's
So
facts.
so that's the thing. It's like for some people, that live in rural parts of the United States, that's like not common. But for us, you know, one night at the strip club, then robbing a bank, and then doing other things, that's like a normal day for some people over here. So, yeah, Vice City's awesome, bro. I can't wait. That'll be cool.
To kick it off to the side a little bit, back to PS5. What do you guys think about this PS5 design? I want your opinions on this. Of course, these are just designs that we've been putting out throughout the weeks, but I don't know what your opinion is.
I think this is the best one, actually.
It'd be cool if you could customize the lights.
The lights, yes.
Or make it, strobe. I know Prodigy and Quito both have rooms that look like freaking.
I love the
Disco Club, dog.
I love the V.
You know why they keep exactly? That's why they keep making that whole V shape thing.
Yes.
I don't know if a lot of people know that the V shape is to represent.
I like this V design though, because it's not like the air vent looking like the dev kit. That's like an air vent V. This is more of a nice little slim V.
Hopefully that V
My favorite, my second favorite part here is 4 USB ports.
Yes. And can we please have a physical button and not the capacitive touch thing?
The red one would be the power, and I'm guessing the blue one's eject. So yeah, they have this thing. I like that.
That'd be great.
Wrecker, this would be good for ventilation. It looks like a big system. I feel like it would have vents on the side. But yeah, a really cool design. I like this one that we got to see.
So speaking of consoles, we just wanted to show you guys a chart before we get into the next thing we're talking about. And the reason why we're going to talk about the next thing is because of this chart. I send this to Prodigy, Riddle, and Hitman so they can see, the sales of these consoles. And a lot of people stayed kind of to the top. Oh, cool, PlayStation 2 sold that much, PS4 or 3DS, the Nintendo DS was up there. But it's so sad to see that the Xbox is all the way at the bottom. Xbox One only sold 41 million up to right now.
Dookie.
Could have thought that maybe they were in like the 60s or 70s maybe. Not in the hundreds, but still up there. The Switch sold more.
And it's been out for almost a way lesser time than the Xbox One.
Nintendo 3DS, there's so much there because everybody break them. They're about like 3 a year for one kid.
Yeah. It's crazy to see DS though being in second place.
Like 5 of
them. But you got to remember the DS had the DS Lite, the DS.
I guess I guess
so all those
under
iterations
umbrella.
fall under that one.
Yeah.
But my thing is just the Xbox One. How many people are Xbox fans? There's a lot. There's tons. And you're telling me that a lot of these people did not buy an Xbox? That is crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like what X the Free #1 said in the chat earlier, where he stated that it's not just the console that's the issue, but if not the games. And I feel like he said that's what I feel like kind of hurt the Xbox in that sense. And I agree, but just we gotta remember back in Xbox One's launch, it was pushing out games at 720, man.
I don't know if you ever got to play this game. There was a launch title where you killed zombies. Oh my gosh!
State of Decay. No, that's not a launch title. What am I talking about?
It's a Capcom game.
Resident Evil.
No. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. They had the first one had a guy that you took pictures of zombies, and he was in a mall. And then the second Dead Rising. So they had a Dead Rising game that was launched.
Yes.
Do you remember what that looked like and how it played?
Dude, I remember when we talked about it on the show. Actually,
it looked terrible.
It was horrendous.
Now, Rise, Son of Rome, I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I did. So, long story short is that Xbox needs to turn this around.
Yes.
Deeply, massively. That's why you have your Xbox Game Pass now, Xbox Ultimate. They're trying to get as much people onto their side. So when they launch the new Series X, Sea of Thieves 2, they could finally, get some foothold on this console gaming market. because, like you said, the Switch surpassed them in much less time. So, so there's a couple of rumors that are coming out about so apparently their hard drive is going to be 30 times faster
in the Xbox One
than the One X.
So yeah, One X. Yeah.
They're also doing a lot of stuff with the teraflopping. They're gonna go from, I think it's like 4 teraflops to 16 teraflops now. So they're gonna come up with power. What other stuff they?
The SSD regarding, you were talking about a comparison that was done with the PS5.
But that's bad news.
But that's bad news. This is mostly right now. We're just talking about this. Just look at the state that the Series X is in right now. I feel like right now it's in a low state when it comes to news. I know they want to keep. I know that all companies want to keep their stuff on their wraps, but I feel with this PlayStation event coming and so much buildup happening to this event, I feel like it is hurting them on the market just a little bit.
I think they need to work more on mindshare because people that are in gaming and people that love gaming, they're into it, like to keep up with the news. And if all the time they're reading the news, all they see is PlayStation this, PlayStation controller, leaked dev kit, leaked UI, leaked this, leaked that, and Xbox is just completely quiet, it's good in the sense that the other people don't know what they're making. So it's kind of hard for them to kind of counter them. But as far as fans, people that love video games, the people that love Xbox, they also need to get a little bit of breadcrumbs here and there to keep them happy, for them to know this is what I got to look forward to. They haven't really showed games. They only showed one, which was Hellblade 2, which looked, I thought it was a movie when I first saw it. If they can replicate that and actually make good gameplay with it, I think they have a hit. But they need to have more than one hit to get to the home run.
Yeah,
and that's sometimes what they lack.
What they're missing.
Yeah, and I agree. So we just gotta wait these upcoming weeks. Coming in just 2 weeks is that PlayStation event, which we'll see what news comes out of that, and we'll see if Microsoft responds, Phil Spencer says anything. But we just gotta wait and really see what Xbox or Microsoft is gonna pull out later on. Going to now more
X the free one. I agree. Xbox needs to have that Halo, that Gears, the Fable, that game that you're like, I bought an Xbox because of Fable. I wanted to play Fable so badly. I wanted to play Halo so badly. But the Crackdowns, the State of Decay 2s, the Sea of Thief when it first came out was kind of wonky. I know my son loves it now because he could, fish megalodons and all that because they've been developing it and making it better. But we need that killer app to happen. I'm excited for Gears.
Don't say Gears Pop.
I played that, but Gears fun. Tactics. I'm excited for Gears Tactics because I love that game style. But I am one, not many like that style. I know my son doesn't like it. I know Prodigy will play for 5 minutes and he'll say, I get it. Next.
Yeah.
You need that killer Halo, that killer Gears app for Xbox to be successful. Mm-hmm. I'm a gamer. I don't care what system. I don't care what. Yeah. I'm agnostic. PC, Master Race. I'm part of that. Xbox. I'm part of it. I'm part of everything. Mm-hmm. And the you know what hurt Madden? That there was no competition. The moment they bought NFL, Madden became boring. There was a time there was a game that was giving competition to Madden, and Madden had to be like, oh man, we need to improve our game. And the competition was making the game better. But what happened is that Madden got scared and they're like, we're just going to buy the NFL license. And they've just been coasting this whole time. And I don't want that to happen with the consoles. We need Xbox to kill it. We need Nintendo to kill it. PC kills it no matter what because PC Master Race. But all these consoles need to kill it to make gaming progress. And who's the beneficiaries of all that? Us. We benefit from all that. and that's what we want. And that's the bottom line because Google said so.
Dang, I like that. I like that.
It's like that.
And now moving on to some not video game related news, but has to do with a video game. There was a little image put out officially, so we're not doing any more leaks. But officially, there was an image put out of a Last of Us animated series.
Give me more.
Very interesting image to see. This is well, I'm drawing a blank already. I already had her name in my mouth. What's her name again?
Are you talking about the
Ellie?
Disney character?
No.
Ellie?
Yes, Ellie. I'm guessing that's Ellie, right?
Yeah.
Looks like her. I'm interested to see if it's gonna go based off the story, or is this gonna be a side story, or maybe what if this
it's
connects?
a bridging story.
Time what?
A bridge to
A
bridge the
bridge.
gap.
Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, what happened right after Last of Us 1.
And
Some years went by. Maybe this will fill in that gap. Record says it's a movie.
maybe.
That was a
I-
TV show.
Yeah.
I said it's an animated series, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
You stick it together, like some of these Netflix are 3 episodes of an hour apiece. I mean, you put them all together as one movie. But yeah,
You're right.
movie, TV show, animated series, whatever it is, give it to me. I like it. I like the way it looks. I want to see more of this story. The best part of Last of Us was not the gameplay, wasn't the graphics. It was just the story. It was something out of this. I remember when I first saw the video of the what's the disease called that the ants would get that would spore.
I don't know. I just know it was the fungus.
Yeah, but it's a fungus, whatever. That whole idea to me was out of this world. So I never thought of it.
See, she looks like
Yeah.
this chick.
She looks like Mulan.
Mulan.
But yeah, we're excited for it. I wish they would make more of these with other characters so we can flush out some of these worlds for us.
Mm-hmm.
We love these games. We love the story. We love, bro. I would kill for an animated series of freaking
God of War.
Solid Snake or God of War. We already had Rabbids, right?
Yes.
No.
They had their own
We
TV
don't need
show.
that.
Oh,
But we don't need
Rabbids, not the Mario Rabbit.
that. Yeah.
But what a
Wow.
Borderlands one would be maybe rated R on HBO or Showtime or something like
Yeah,
that.
but that would still
But-
be good.
So since we were talking about bridging the gap with some sequels, there was rumors that came out this week of EA teasing, putting out little words
That's all
here and
EA
there.
does. They're a bunch of
That's all-
teasers.
Yes.
Stop teasing us.
For
They
a
pay to win
sequel
games.
or a remake to KOTOR, which is
I don't
Knights
want
of the
a
Old Republic.
remake.
I want a new one.
I want
Give us a
a
new one.
sequel.
Yeah.
That would be very, very cool. There's not any details at all. There was just a rumor about it, and everybody was going crazy. There was so many videos getting put out. What's gonna happen? What's gonna this and that? Because I feel the lore in Knights of the Old Republic is extensive, and I feel like EA should take advantage of that.
And I wanted to go crazy into the whole Jedi thing. I don't want it to go into like the Star Wars movies stuff. I wanted to go back to the Star Wars of Luke breathing underwater, him just destroying huge monsters, him taking down destroyers with the Force, that kind of
He should
force
breathe in
power.
space like his
Kind
sister
of
did.
how Unleashed was.
Mm-hmm.
But just with BioWare's story and with their graphic capabilities, I think that would kill if they would make a good story KOTOR game.
Yes. So we're definitely excited to see that. We just have to wait. Later on in due time, hopefully EA puts out official statements regarding this. Because I know that they're going to come out soon and say something about this because everybody on the internet is going crazy, just speculating, seeing what in the world are they going to be doing with this game. And it's crazy. We'll just have to wait and see, to be honest with you.
It's just sad that EA has had the license for EA from the moment that Disney bought them. Like I think Disney bought Star Wars, and maybe like a month later, EA bought the license to be able to make games, and we've only gotten one good Star Wars game. Battlefields were okay.
Oh, the
Battlefront. Sorry, all the Battlefront games were okay. It's sad to say that if you play Battlefront 2, you're playing with 80% bots now, which is sad. The other day I was playing with Lord Infamous, and I had like 70 kills, and
Lord
I thought
Infamous
I was
has
a man.
Battlefront?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
And we were playing, and he's like, "Don't feel so happy. Look at the people you killed, and they're just like numbers, not
Wait,
even names."
really? When I played, they were all players.
Mm-mm.
Well,
If
that's
you really
weird.
look at the names, they're like
They're fake.
Yeah, they're bots, and it's kind of sad. So I would like for EA to step up and actually make a good Star Wars game,
Mm-hmm.
and actually do it justice, and hopefully they'll come around and do a good job.
Yeah,
Rare.
I agree. Moving on from gaming news to some announcements that were put out this week, announcing trailers for new games and stuff like that.
Tell me there's a new Apex Legend.
Wait.
Tell me there's a new one, please.
Wait.
How would I
Not
make
yet. We gotta get through this. Okay, good. I thought it was another trailer. I got mixed up.
What the deuce?
That's close enough. This trailer is for Arc Genesis.
Oh, look, talking about Ark.
Yes, exactly. So this, I'm guessing, is a sequel to Arc Evolved. I, from what this trailer's showing, he looks like
They're going to another
travel
place.
through time.
Yeah, they're going to another environment. You're gonna start from scratch again, and it's basically how Fortnite did. Their
Chapter
changing
go
maps.
somewhere else.
The good thing is that whatever abilities that you've worked hard for, you can choose to take with you.
Yes.
Why
but
wouldn't you?
but if you see, it's just a whole different world where you land. When Ark first came out and we talked about it, I remember saying we were gonna kill it, we were gonna play it.
I was so excited.
And then the
Because
thing
I
is,
thought
didn't
it was
come
a
out
different-
for PlayStation for a while. It was on PC for a long time,
And then when it-
early access, and then when it finally came out, it kind of to me lost its luster a little bit.
And it was
But
very
I really want to. I would love
unorganized.
to jump in on this
On
one.
this
on
right
this
now.
one.
We're doing it. We're gonna stream it.
And I don't know, man, because I originally thought it was gonna be a different type of game.
It is a
In my
different type of
opinion.
game. Look at
No, when we first talked about it in survival, when survival was coming out,
Mhm.
I wanted it to be more streamlined and
Okay.
not so open, build your base type of farm and all that stuff. I wanted it to be more streamlined, where we kind of had a path that we had to take, and you and I can work together and do stuff like that.
It's because sometimes to me it felt more chorey, too much chores.
Yes.
Gotta go in like. There's too much grinding. Like I don't want to chop down trees.
Yeah.
There's a lot of homework in between.
Animals.
But that is, I guess, the whole
Gist of the
gist.
game.
There you go. That's the word I was looking
we
for.
should just
Just
raid people. That's what we should do in this game.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Rust
That
is coming to
sounds way
PS4, so
Oh my
That's
god.
mean,
why like
we'll
Sea
do
of
that.
Thieves. We just jump on
Did
the
already.
ships,
but yeah.
Still have the treasure chests.
For other announcements, I know last week we had a bit of a delay week. I know we had a whole
Delay
section
palooza?
of it was a delay.
Delay
palooza.
apocalypse.
But talking about apocalypses and delays coinciding with each other.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Don't tell me
Dying
what
Light,
game is getting delayed
Dying
now.
Light, father.
What?
Dying Light.
What?
Number dos. Dying
What'd you
Light
say?
2.
Watch your mouth. Don't talk about Dying Light like that.
That's an OG game. I played it for like 3 years straight.
It's sad.
Oh my god.
Sad news.
They
Google.
better make
It
it better
is,
though.
dude.
You gotta
it
face the
is.
fact.
And you know what? The funny thing is that you met the
I met
developers
the
at
devs, man.
Took the picture with
And
them.
I
They
saw the
assured you everything.
statue in there. I wanted it. I wanted that statue that everybody was carrying around from the dev conference.
You know what makes me sadder? The fact that they didn't. You know how last week we're like, oh, game was announced for March, got delayed to April.
Yes.
Game that was in April was gonna get delayed to September. There was still a finish line. They moved the finish line, but you saw the finish line.
Yes.
But now with this indefinite thing, there is no finish line. You don't know
Yes.
if it will ever come
out.
and that's bad to me.
That is very bad.
That is very
Everybody's been
depressing.
talking about how all these high profile games have been being delayed recently, but to see this one as well being delayed, but not only just to a later date, but indefinitely without any release date or further info, this sucks, and I think it's gonna hurt Techland. it's gonna hurt Techland in a
Yeah.
big way
It's gonna
because
hit them hard.
honestly, Dying Light 1 grew a big following.
Yes,
A lot of fans.
and people still played a lot of it
Yes.
and all that stuff, and all the
And-
DLC that came out. They gave
The following.
they put legs on it. It lasted
Yeah.
a very long time. The sad thing is that Techland also had Dead Island
Yes.
and Dead Island 2,
And that just
and Dead Island 2 just disappeared. Remember
Disappeared.
the trailer when he was running on the
Mhm.
beach and the zombies came?
Oh, the skater.
yeah,
And oh no, yeah, the girl skater, and
Yeah.
then she got eaten. I remember that.
and
that was iconic.
That died. It
And
died.
just died.
So very sad.
So it sucks to see another delay, but
Yeah.
not only just a delay, but an indefinite one. So
Keyword of the week.
talking of, let's jump from some sad news to some
Some good news.
So
some
now
good
you're gonna tell me
news.
there's a new legend, right?
Yes, can I
Yes,
show you the legend?
Show me this legend.
All right.
Forge.
Your time is up, my time.
Project, what the hell just happened?
What do you think about that legend reveal, dude?
I saw the Revenant. That's who I wanted, right?
Yeah, isn't that,
And
He's in there.
then John Cena came out.
dude?
The Rustler,
Yes,
Forge.
fighter. Dude, he
Man.
came out and he just slammed the freaking Revenant. That's it.
Like
Game
Revenant,
over.
you don't see me.
You don't see me. That's it.
Can you believe that Apex, EA, Respawn would do something like this? They teased us with the Halloween thing. They've been teasing the Revenant for
Leaks,
months now.
mines.
Leaks, all that. They put it in the data so people can mine it. You know, they were chiseling that leak out. And then all of a sudden they dropped Forge. I even sent you a picture in one of the train terminals. They had a booth with, you know.
Oh, with like a press conference, little couch, the
Yeah.
cameras. Oh, I wish we had that picture to show here. That was during the Grand Soiree event, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was a little section they had at a train stop where it was like a nice little press conference with Forge, like if he was there getting interviewed on TV. So what happened this?
That happened on what, Tuesday?
Yes, this was
And then
Tuesday was when the dev stream happened. There was a dev stream this week announcing all the new stuff for season 4.
Season 4.
So
the rank system.
yeah, before we get into all that new legend ranks, legend leaks and more rumors about that, I want to go over real quick over the stuff they stated, which we know is official for sure, and we'll get into that in a moment. New weapon, the Sentinel,
bolt action,
action
sniping.
sniper rifle. They said it was energy related.
Yes.
where you can
Energy.
hold how long and how powerful you want it.
Yeah, if you want a small just shot,
Yes.
hold it for more damage.
Yes.
That risk
Yes.
reward type of thing.
I know it's gonna be a drop. In my opinion, it's gonna be like one that's on the ground, not a supply drop weapon.
You never
I
know, it
believe,
could
in
be
my
really
opinion,
strong.
it's gonna be one that you can pick up on the
It's
ground.
not gonna be a legendary.
I don't think it'll be a legendary. I don't know how I feel about this. I know there was leaks about the car SMG, which was from Titanfall. It's good to see Sentinels. I don't know if it was in Titanfall 1, but in Titanfall 2, the Sentinel was not in the game. So this is a new weapon that they made,
Designed just for
which is the first that they've ever made just for Apex. So it's cool to see that. Ranked Series 3 is coming into play. They added a new tier. It's called the Master tier. So Apex Predator is still there, but now only the top 500 players in the world are going to be
the car is
considered.
OP.
Dude, the car is OP. That's the gun I prestiged 6 times in Titanfall 2. But so the new Master tier is going to be basically replacing Apex Predator, but Apex Predator got moved up to just the 500 top people in the world. So if you want to be called Apex Predator, you got to be the top 500, man. That's kind of like Rainbow's,
and you could get
Rainbow's
bumped down.
champion.
People
thing.
could replace you and you get bumped down.
Yeah, all depending on your RP, so like your ELO level and all that stuff. They're gonna have anniversary gifts. This
Exciting.
okay. So announced for the season is gonna launch February 3rd, which is the anniversary of Apex. Can't believe it's already been 1 year of Apex out.
Ah, goodness.
So they planned it to launch this year, and so February 3rd through March 23rd is going to be one half of the Ranked Series 3, which is going to be taking place on. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the name of the new map.
Damn, Richie actually
What's
hit
the-
an anniversary.
What's the
with
name of
Apex.
this map that we're on?
Ends
World's End. Yes. And starting from the March 23rd to May 5th, they're actually going to split the ranks in half, the rank series in half. And that second half would be taking place back on
Canyon.
Kings Canyon. I don't know what you think about that.
I think that's cool. I think that's awesome. I love the fact that right now when we get into the soiree talk, which we need to kind of hurry up. We're already
yes.
running late. I like that. I like the fact that they're doing all this stuff. I just thought like it's been a year. Have we had 4 new legends since it came out?
I believe so, yeah.
We've had 3.
Octane,
Watson, and Crypto.
and this one now. It's 4.
Yes. And
Okay.
like we've mentioned before, I kind of agree with how slow they roll out new legends.
Yeah.
Is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But we also gotta know that like the first 3 months of Apex being out, they never started a season.
Yeah.
You get me? It was just regular Apex, and then later on is when they established all that. So that is kind of the small stuff that's coming with the new update. There's probably gonna be map changes that they didn't mention.
But when it first came out, you had to get there was 2.
Mirage, and Caustic.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
those were the ones you were working for. But yeah, so right now map update probably is gonna happen. You know how they always have those map area changes and stuff's gonna happen in the map for sure. But jumping back into Legend lore real quick, just to get through with it, there was Apex actually accidentally uploaded the trailer for season 4, and somebody got to take a snapshot of it. This was the screenshot they got to take from that.
How weird! Of all the Snapchats,
Of all the screenshots of all the times that could happen in the trailer, they happen to get this one.
yeah, they couldn't get any other.
And no one knows who screenshotted this. This was just a random source that popped up on the internet, and people were grabbing it.
Right.
But I
That's
think
themselves.
we all know it's Respawn putting stuff out there.
Yeah.
And this is confirming some of the lore that people have said that actually Forge is a fake character.
It is like it for us to do the show. It takes a lot of work. Like our show doesn't accidentally just go up on YouTube. Like how does a video accidentally go up on YouTube?
Especially
There's a lot of
new
work.
season
There's got to be
trailer.
typing. They got to be writing. So
Yeah.
that's all planned.
Mhm.
So that's why we still feel the 2 things can happen. We feel that Forge is a fake and would never come out,
And Revenant's going to be in place.
or we get both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's like his partner. That's like his R1.
Oh, maybe he has like a...
Legendary turns into the Reverend.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
just a goat like
Because there's a lot of lore that goes behind this, and I wish I could go into it. It has to do with...
Kito's ideas sometimes baffle me where he gets his stuff from.
Right?
Click click the picture right there.
This one?
That
Yeah,
one, he
yeah.
looks friggin' hard.
Dude, he looks like just like an evil Pathfinder. I love it, dude.
It's like, I'm coming for you.
What if that's just a skin?
I'm
for
the OG.
Pathfinder?
Oh, man, that would be
Oh,
terrible.
that would suck.
Everybody would go to
kill
that
Respawn.
typical EA, teasing us, giving us what we
You
don't
can only
want.
pay for that one. How about that too?
And
'Cause
it's double
EA.
the price. Instead of being 1,800,
Oh
this
my
one
gosh.
be 32
Oh,
something.
No, that's so bad. Don't say that. They'll actually listen to us and hear it and do it.
I think
But
it's a
yeah,
good idea too.
right now, to not cut it short, we'll talk about this next week. Hopefully, we get more news throughout the week.
Yeah, we will. We
Um,
will.
But
This
this
story
is
will
what,
continue.
Yes, this is a very deep story that people are diving into, and just it's really, really cool. I like what Apex is doing.
Yeah.
So moving on from one shooter to the next, we also this week got released some mid-year designer notes. Mid-season designer notes. Crazy, it's already mid-season of Operation. My gosh,
Tide.
Rolling Tides. No, that's I'm thinking of
Oh,
Alabama. Whatever shifting tides. There you go. Shifting tides. We got notes.
Okay,
That
so
were
nobody
said.
uses freaking Tachanka.
Yes.
Whoa! I used Tachanka.
Yeah, that's not enough apparently.
Tachanka's at the bottom of the board. Castle's just there. Goya Bean is there.
Used to be number one. Castle sucks.
Goya Bean as in Goyo. So there was a lot of that, but there's something that destroys Kuko's motherboard.
And we don't have the clip for Destroys My Motherboard.
But that's okay.
I just don't understand. One example that I even showed Wrecker, they use my boy Legion, which is one of my favorite characters. The words, verbatim, not exactly. They're like his gun is great, his movement is great,
He's not even on
his
the board.
his what do you call it? His gadget is
His gadget.
amazing. Everything is good. We're gonna have to change him up. I'm like, dude, why? Why do you need to mess with these characters?
Yeah.
If everything is good, the weapon's good, gadget's good, people love him, they use him. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. And that pisses me off, because what happens next is that then they're gonna destroy it and not want, and people are not gonna want to use them. Look how much Capcan's not getting used anymore.
Yeah, Legion is pretty up there.
He's in the middle.
Yeah,
A little bit.
little but forward. Of course, not as forward as my boy Jaeger.
Why don't they touch him?
Jaeger's gonna get nerfed. They nerfed his gun. His gun damage got reduced,
Show him my
which
boy
is
Lord
pretty
T'Chaka
fine
is.
because honestly, Jaeger had the strongest gun. Here is the defender chart. Here we see T'Chaka all the way down at the
Let's
bottom,
get it.
and we got Warden, Castle, and Goya being there as well alongside.
But look,
them.
You know what that means? My dog's gonna get a big buff.
my boy Capcan doesn't get used, but he wins.
but
a
his
lot.
win rate is really high. Mostly what Ubisoft wants to see most is their chart being
in the middle.
all
They
the characters
love
around here.
Smoke.
yes, smoke is a great
actually is gonna
example.
get buffed. His gun's gonna become stronger.
Yes, and I'm
Let's
happy
go.
about that
This is
because
why
the
you don't
FMG
use
is a very
characters that get
weak
buffed.
gun.
They still, Ubisoft, please make his smoke visible for him
Yes.
only,
So we can
and
look
it
through
needs to harm a little bit more.
Yeah,
Just a little bit more. That's it.
And this is the attacker charts as well.
And that's just my thing. Like if
Mm-hmm.
the characters are good, please don't touch them. Don't mess with them. Just let them be. Make the ones that worry about making Tachanka better. Worry about making Castle better.
Yes.
Worry about making Goyo better. Don't worry about Legion.
Warden.
If you make those guys better, or Warden needs to get replaced. Is what he needs. They need to say,
Oh
"Hey,
my
Warden,
gosh.
I'm sorry.
What about T'Chunky?
Your kids died.
No,
Tachanki
T'Chunky
is
is
just needs
decent.
help. Warden is just useless to me about his stupid glasses. So like I'm saying, if you make the other guys better, they won't pick Legion as much. So his pick rate will go down. And that's basically what you want. Just don't mess him up. Make the other ones better.
Yeah.
I think that's the route they should take and
I
start
agree.
trying to perfect all the other ones like Legion has been perfected. The other one is this guy. They're gonna mess around with Jackal because he gets banned so much.
I don't know if that's the issue. I think there's like a stigma going around where people are thinking that Jackal's still OP. Or even when we just go and pick and ban, real quick, here's pick and ban.
It's because
rates.
people don't pick him because he's OP. They just pick him because he's annoying.
Annoying. Yeah, I don't like
It has
him either.
nothing to do with
I guess
anything.
he's bothersome.
What it is that
It's
since he could ping where you're at, you as a player you get stressed. You're like, holy crap, they know where I'm at,
Mm-hmm.
And I never use Jackal that much. When you ping somebody, does it ping it for everybody or just Jackal?
Everybody.
For everybody. That's the
For everybody.
That's so annoying.
See,
But they changed the pinging system. That's the thing. The earlier the tracks are, it's only 2 pings. The longer they are, I think it's it's backwards. The earlier they are, they get 5 pings and all that stuff.
You see 5 holy cow,
The
man.
defense ops, we got Mira and Echo
I
being
think
banned all the time.
I think
It's good. Echo too. He's
I
annoying.
think-
That's why they banned him.
I
Because of
think
Bomb.
that Echo should only ping for himself.
Oh,
You mean
Jackal?
You mean Jackal.
Yeah.
And
And
relay
then-
the info?
And the person as Jackal has to relay the information.
Yeah.
Because it's not how does that work? Like,
Strategy, though.
I agree.
because it's just like this girl Dokkaebi, she can hack phones, but only she can hack phones. Just because you kill a person and there's a phone on the ground, they can't say, "Hey Dokkaebi, I found the phone. Let me help you hack it."
Yeah, and then so yeah, all these different pick rates and ban rates and all that stuff is pretty cool to look at. I like that Ubisoft does this. I like that they put this out there. But jumping into some of the changes that are upcoming and that they tested in their test server these past months, they changed the ADS time. They increased it by little amount of seconds.
I'm there staring at myself.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. They changed the ADS time just a slight little bit. I doubt we'll see a big difference, but that's just to have people not quick peek and try to make the game a bit more slower,
Yeah.
which I don't mind because
I
I like
agree.
that about
I
Rainbow.
agree. And I agree, and I don't think it's that significant where you're like, dude, why was it so slow?
Yeah.
It's just minimal, and like you said, it does change the game. What's it called?
The speed.
I'll
Quick peek?
remember.
Okay.
No.
But yeah, going from that, they changed and actually kind of buffed Blackbeard a little bit with the ADS penalization on his shield. You know how he goes slower into his shield when he has his, into his sight when he has his shield on. They kind of lessened it, and then they also fixed the ADS time with his angled grip on, because the angled grip is made for you to ADS faster. Echo, he can now be hacked by Dokkaebi. Big change.
He drops a phone too.
Yeah, so he drops a phone now instead of before where it was just non-existent. She can only equip the Echo to spot and look around with the camera. It's kind of like the drone, the cameras, or like Mozzie's drones. She can only use it to look around. She cannot shoot people with it, which is kind of fine because it still has that background of Echo and Dokkaebi used to work together.
You also in Maestro as well when you hack his Night Eye.
Yes.
Because that one would be worse. Imagine Dokkaebi hacking that thing, just sitting back
shooting
there.
everybody. Yeah.
No,
So
Echo would be cool because like at least have one dart like loaded already to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
So now when the Echo is being used by her, there'll actually be a light on the Echo.
Just like the drones.
Just like the drones. After that, Ella, they reduced the recoil a really good amount. I saw comparisons.
On their first 16 shots.
Yes. And it's really, really, really good now. If you get to master her gun, it's very, very helpful. Finka, her damage on her Spear 308, which is her main weapon, went up from 38 damage to 42, which is a good buff in my opinion. I think she needed a stronger weapon to hit, and I like that a lot. Jaeger's R16 got moved from 43 damage to 38. I think it's kind of fine feeling that he's a defender and trying to balance him out with Wamai to get Wamai's picks up there, because the AUG is a strong weapon. And I think that's what Ubisoft wants, is to have Wamai and Jaeger almost in the same range, so they're both really good options, them to be picked. Because I feel like Wamai is a bit underwhelming. Yeah, a lot of people still pick them, but they want them to be coinciding with each other.
Yeah.
At least that's the way I think. They took off the ACOG from Maestro's Auda, that's his LMG, which a lot of people were having problems with it. I didn't
love it. I used to love
using everybody used the ACOG, so it sucks to see that go away. Nook and Smoke, FMG 9 damage from 30 to 34, which is good. Now it's a pretty good range of damage for SMG, which I always thought Nook needed a stronger weapon for being an attacker, and so now this is a really good thing. Big change, and I'm so happy, is Ying's Candelas got buffed.
Oh yeah.
Now you can see her little ball through the wall, an outline of it. So now you know where it's rolling. If you roll it under a drone hole, you know where the Candela is going to blow up because you see it highlighted there. The detonation time kind of got reduced on her pellets that jump out. They explode quicker. Now the pellets jump out with like 4 at the bottom, 3 up in the kind of in the middle range, and then 2 that go straight up top. So it's much bigger coverage of the room that you're gonna have with these Candelas.
Can her thing go up through a hatch?
No. Oh, the other change thing. Actually, now that
But you can hatch down though.
What do you mean?
Like when you roll it and like when it pops, like would they go and if somebody's?
I don't know how high it shoots right now. The other thing is that I don't know if you remember, you used to throw it at a wall and it would drop and just roll across the wall. Now it bounces like a grenade off the wall and keeps driving on the other side.
Backwards as well, right?
Yeah. So if you throw it against the wall, it'll come back rolling like that, which is good because
But remember, you could take the bottom out and you can use it like a fuse.
Oh yeah, the fuse. It will still act the same way as it is before. But this is a big buff just to her throwing it as a grenade, which is very, very good. And as far as nerfs and buffs, those are all the things. They, like Kuko mentioned, what bothered him was they mentioned current status with Legion. They're looking into what they might change and all that stuff. But so far, that is what we got for the mid-season reinforcement and their notes regarding ops and all that stuff in the future.
They never touch Sledge. They don't touch my dog Sledge.
Well, yeah.
It's because he's kind of like
he's the balanced. He's the prime example of what they want an operator to be.
Yeah, like you know how when you do a science experiment, you have the common, the baseline.
Yeah,
that's him.
Yes, exactly. But that's it for our news section.
And that's the way the news goes.
And now we're going to jump into games out this week. We're gonna have a flag. 3, 2, 1. I'll start. For games out this week, we're going to start on January 28th. Is going to come out a game called It Came From Space and Ate Our Brains.
And it's for all the consoles.
Everything.
It kind of
Interesting title.
reminds me of
Minecraft.
No, it reminds me of the paper game
Tearaway?
Tearaway.
Yes, this is a co-op twin stick shooter, if I'm not mistaken. 4-player co-op, online or local, and you just kill these aliens that came from space and want to eat your brains.
Okay. How
This
much?
is $15. This was already been out on PC since 2015.
Oh my gosh!
But
You're talking about a 5-year-old game?
yeah. But $15 and it's going to be out on every console. Nice little co-op twin stick shooter, split screen as you see there. Jumping on to the next game, we got Kentucky Route Zero coming out on the 28th as well.
Who
for
came up
all
with this
consoles.
name? And it wasn't Wrecker, because Wrecker would have came up with a better name.
Then Kentucky Route Zero.
Yeah.
I
What
agree.
is this game?
This game is about a highway that you take as a character, and you just meet all these interesting characters. There's a little story about why you're walking on the highway. This is an episodic series.
And it's for all consoles.
Yes, this is gonna become. This is the 5th episode in this entry, so it's gonna be the last episode. This is the grand finale.
So if we buy this game, we get all of them.
All of them. Yes, it's $25 for all 5 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And these are kind of, I guess, like full-fledged indie story games. So it's kind of like the highest of the high when it comes to indie story games. So it's just an interesting little story of just finding throughout these characters and hearing their stories and stuff through walking around. After that, we got Journey to the Savage Planet coming
Yes.
out on the 28th.
28th.
Coming out on anything you could think of
In 2 days.
for $30.
Yes, I'm getting this one for show.
Yes, this is published by 505 Games, one of my favorite studios personally as well.
That looks like something I drew.
A really cool looking game. It's going to be like a co-op. You can play co-op, like a sci-fi kind of adventure discovery game where you
It
go
just
on this
feels like
planet
a
and
lot
stuff
of
like that.
craziness is gonna happen.
Yeah, it's kind of wacky. It's very funny. And the trailer is very funny and wacky as well. So that comes out on the 28th, and that's going to be on every console for $30. Next in our entry is going to be Pillars of Eternity 2. I've heard about this game. Never personally played the first one. I know this is like a dungeon, kind of
Dungeon crawler?
top-down dungeon crawler looking game, published by Obsidian. And this is the second one. There's a deluxe edition. The regular edition is going to be $50 coming out on PS4 and Xbox, and the deluxe edition would be $60. The game looks really, really good. The graphics look amazing. Again, this is not my cup of tea.
Sea of Thieves.
This is not like Sea of Thieves. This is not my cup of tea personally. I'll probably try it out a bit
No.
and probably leave it, to be honest with you.
4-player co-op.
Yes.
Oh, this looks like one of the games we'll
Looks
play at
like
the
Doom.
house.
So yeah. Next game is a very small game coming out on the 29th, coming out for everything, called Coffee Talk. This game has to do with kind of...
Let me guess.
Coffee and talking.
Yes, actually. This game takes place in like another
Let me guess.
version of Seattle.
A coffee shop?
Yes, and it takes place in a coffee shop.
And you talk in a
another
coffee shop,
version
right?
of Seattle.
Dude, that
Yes.
that looks just like the bartending game I used to play.
With the
Valkyrie.
anime girls? That one? With
Yeah.
the anime girls?
I guess they're anime girls.
I
They're,
don't know.
It's called Valkyrie.
Look at these.
No,
So-
it's called Valhalla. My bad.
Valhalla. Yes. So this is just a little game where you like talk to different people.
That's exactly
different
the same
races.
game, dog. It is the same game. Instead of making drinks, you're making coffee.
And you design the coffee. Look how
Dude, in the
beautiful
other
that
one,
is.
I was mixing drinks. I was making all these. They're like, oh, I want something hard and sweet. And you had to look through the menu and like, oh, this is a hard, sweet drink. And you would mix it for them. And then that's how you... Is it the
That would
same
be a
company?
fun
This is the
VR
same
game.
exact company, probably.
That'd be a fun VR game.
That'd be
like
funny.
shaking the bottle and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah,
What the
this
hell's
is,
wrong with you trying to play bartender
this
the
is-
game?
This is going to be
VR.
out on everything the 29th for $13.
Just imagine.
The
It's so much fun.
Hitchhiker.
After this is going to be Music Racer coming out on the 29th as well.
On the Xbox,
On Xbox and PS4. It's been out on PC already.
When you think of Mixed Racer,
Music Racer. Yes.
Music Racer.
We-
That's exactly
That's
what
exactly
the game
what
is.
it is. I don't know if you guys ever played those beat games that are on lanes, almost like Rock Band or
They also
Amplitude
stole a lot
or
of Tron in there.
Thumper.
Yeah, you saw
Yeah.
it, right? I was thinking about the
So
same thing.
this is like a game where you change lanes and
How
do
much?
the beats. How much? $7.
Oh, okay.
That coffee game,
13.
is it for the Vita?
No.
Because the Valhalla was on the Vita. I don't know.
Oh, Coffee Talk is. When I looked at it, it said everything, but I didn't read if it was on the Vita.
I'm going to look it up. I
But
would
yeah.
kill it on the Vita.
Platinum,
yeah.
Platinum, maybe?
Next game coming out on the 30th called. I put Skullboy. Oh my gosh, Skullboy is what I meant to say. Oh no, it was Skullboy, like
Skullboy.
Skeleton Boy. This is a very interesting looking game actually.
When I looked at it, I'm like, what is this? But and then I kept looking at it. I'm like, I think I like this.
I
this game.
like the art direction they
VR?
went
Yeah,
with this game.
I mean, Vita game, maybe?
It looks like Minecraft mixed with Castle Crashers.
And like escapists design as well. Do
Yeah.
you know escapists from the
Yeah.
prison game? That's where I get kind of my stuff from.
Actually, my brain.
This is a
hurts
little
from
action
watching
adventure kind of RPG-ish type of game.
Like I always say, these are great games for your kids to introduce them into gaming
Mhm.
without all that craziness, killing and gore. Like Pillars of Eternia, you can introduce them to this.
Yeah. So that's gonna be out on actually everything.
How
on
much?
the 30th for $20.
Mm.
After that, we have on the 30th as well, Bookbound Brigade, which is going to be out on everything except the Xbox, because Xbox already had it as an exclusive a while back.
And it's a library game.
No, it's like a side-scrolling platforming adventure game.
With like a
And-
group of people.
Yeah, and you collect characters along the way as you're playing, and just you go through the story and do like a mystical type of world, and you fight bosses and stuff like that.
Is it that all these characters, all different ones, have different powers?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, but cool looking little game. It's only it's also as well $20, so I'm guessing there's kind of a depth. To
Is
it
this
as
on the
well.
Vita?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why
No,
not?
they don't support the Vita, sadly.
Vita's
We gotta
dead now.
just
Vita's dead.
stick with reality. Next game is actually a PSVR game. Already was on PC VR beforehand. Coming out on the
Oh,
30th
anything.
for $17. I know Bastion's gonna kill the heck out of this game if you do receive it, because he loves wacky VR games like this. This game is called Throw Anything.
Sounds like.
And you wanna know what the objective of the game is, Coco?
You know who killed this? My mom would kill this. Throwing anything.
Throwing anything?
Exactly. You grab whatever you want, you throw it, because you know what? There's zombies climbing up to your hotel in your apartment.
When mom gets mad, just give her this game.
You just throw anything. That is literally all you gotta do. So this is just a little VR game where you grab stuff in your room, destroy stuff, grab it, and try to survive because there's zombies climbing up the side of your apartment building. That's gonna be out on the 30th.
How much?
For $17. After that, we have Ascension coming out on the 31st.
What?
Used to be an Xbox timed exclusive. Now finally coming out on PS4 for $10. This is like a puzzle game. I don't know if you remember this game. Every time I look at games like this, it reminds me of that one PS3 game that was at launch that had to do with the cells. And it was like a planet. And there was like cells, like hexagons.
Yeah.
Do you know what game I'm talking about or no?
This actually reminds me of the.
This reminds me of the game I play on my phone.
This is pretty dope.
Yes, this is going to be out on the 31st for $10.
For that, I might as well do my homework.
How much?
$10. And you could do co-op. And
Split screen.
Split
Oh,
screen.
they're probably battling to see who gets to the objective first.
yeah, so it's a cool little puzzle game that you guys can try out later on in the week. As well as next game coming out on the 31st called Your Inner Friend for $15 on the PS4. It was already on PC as
Partial
well.
nudity?
Xbox doesn't have it. Partial nudity because... Okay, so this game has to do with...
Metroid?
No. This has to do with reliving your childhood dreams. Oh, reliving your childhood. But in order to get to the end of your childhood, to go back and see it, you have to fight through all your childhood nightmares in this game. So this is actually like a horror game, a horror kind of not really adventure story game, and basically you're playing as this character that is you're supposed to be like your self-conscious, and you dive into your own mind, and as a child you go through all your childhood nightmares and fight through them, and to go back to hopefully see your childhood dreams and your childhood again. So it's a pretty interesting little game. I've never heard of it until now, actually.
It's outside the box. That's cool.
It's different. And this is going to be out on the 31st for $15. So a lot of different little games coming out this week. A good amount of stuff that a lot of different genres you guys could pick out of too. So there's just
Where's my money, man? Where's the money? Yeah, you like that? That feel good?
That's basically what you're going to be hearing in your house. And like we always say, this is one of the only places where you hear of games like this. You know, we always announce all these little tiny games that we just think people might want to be interested in, and who knows, you guys might be interested in any of these. So that is it for what's out this week, and now we're going to quickly jump into reviews.
The funny thing is that as far as reviews, we really don't have
anything.
reviews for games.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to talk about Apex some more.
Yes.
So we had the soiree, started last week,
Ending tomorrow.
ends tomorrow.
Yes.
I did not get to get all the stuff that needed to be done.
I did.
I failed
I was able
this
to.
city.
Guys, we talked about the first half of the modes last Sunday. This time around, we're going to talk about 4 real quick. Always closing, which is the one where the circle is
Always closing.
literally always closing.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Since the beginning of the match. After that, we had snipers and shotguns. And after snipers and shotguns on the new map, we had it during the Wraith event back on Kings Canyon, but now we had it on World's End. And Kings Canyon nighttime, sadly, that's the game mode I couldn't get to play.
And that's the one we really wanted.
And that's the one I really wanted to play. And then today and tomorrow are Dummies Big Day game mode, which is really cool. We'll dive into that in a second. So quickly, review of Always Be Closing. What do you think about that?
I actually liked it because it was action paced because you didn't have time to just sit back and just chill.
Mm-hmm.
If you were camping the circle,
Yo,
I don't know if that's what it's called.
It's your boy
That's what I'm
Prodigy
gonna call
coming
it,
back at you
and that's what
with
I did a
another
lot.
Video.
I would,
And
you know,
this
stay
time,
on the circle,
It's gonna be
Yes.
on
and then
Apex
as it
Legends.
closed,
What?
people would
Yes,
run towards
Apex
me, and I would
Legends.
just finish them
I know
off.
most of you guys probably
Is
think
that
this
camping the
game's
circle?
dead, or
Can we call it
it's
camping
not
the
being
circle?
talked about much, but
That's kind of
it's
what a
just
lot of the
GameBros
tactics were.
Studio.
Was a nice Caustic and a
We
Watson
honestly
working together.
love this
And when the
game
circle was
so
closing, there
much.
would just be a bunch of
It's just
a-holes
a
all blocked
blast
around.
playing this game.
That's exactly
with
why I
the
did
crew.
not win that game mode, no
And
matter how many
even
times
some
we
of the
played. If you
fans,
see the stream
some
with
of you
me,
guys,
DJ, and Wrecker,
and
we did
throughout
not
all
win
that
one
playing,
match. We lost
of course
like
there's
over
gonna be
4
some
matches when
highlights.
we were on the last
Come
5
on,
alive.
it's your boy Prodigy.
Review of that
The
game mode
smoke did not play.
was
The-
annoying.
Yeah, I just
Huh?
had all these
Is it
clips,
smoke? Do you
stored
consider
up
it
and all
smoke?
that
What, the Caustic?
to
The ring.
share with you guys.
The ring.
Oh,
is
I
not
always
smoke.
say the
Real
ring.
quick
Yeah.
to bring some.
It was, dude, the
text.
damage of the ring was
First
insane.
clip.
Wrecker can attest
actually
to
not
how many
really
times we
Fortnite
died.
is Fortnite smoke.
And he's doing my
It's a storm.
challenges and whatever.
Storm.
But he
Okay.
queued up with
Fortnite
some
smoke,
randoms,
H1
and
is
Smoke.
random
smoke
showed
or
him
ring.
Well, not
a
really,
little
'cause
lesser
The,
to
the,
Lifeline
See, that's why
Drone,
H1 and
which
PUBG
honestly,
smoke,
none of us
right?
probably even heard of.
no,
or
PUBG
tried.
is
Energy.
And it's pretty
Whatever.
cool.
Energy.
So the
let's
ring.
just
We're
jump
gonna
right
call it
into
the ring. The ring
Come,
did not play.
Caustic,
You
Caustic.
got caught in the ring. You were done
Like it's so
in a
heavy.
matter
Yeah.
of seconds. It ate you up.
Yes. Oh, the rain kills you in like a second. It was really, really, really crazy. Review of that mode. I had fun actually. It was pretty different. Literally landing somewhere and just we gotta get there. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Because it was literally no time.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty good. I feel like again, we mentioned in the beginning of last week's review, all this stuff is just testing new modes for later on in the future, and I think I like it. And hopefully they improve upon this and bring it back.
Yeah,
Just make it
that's what I was
better.
gonna say. I loved all the modes. I wish they just were longer.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were just 2 days, it forced you to play every day.
Yeah. It.
And so mission accomplished for them.
Yeah.
mission unaccomplished for the people that have a life and can play every single day.
Yeah.
And me trying to do it, I accomplished. I'm near the end of my battle pass, which I'm happy because I was lacking a lot, but I'm glad. Next mode, snipers and shotguns. Kuko, your review?
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I got to use weapons that I normally don't use. Me and my boy Wrecker, we're part of Flatline and 301 family. Those are the guns that we like to run with. So shotguns and sniping guns
Was
are
definitely
not
not
my forte, but nothing is more satisfying.
Then watching Bastion yell when he lost, that was satisfying as hell.
That's messed up.
It was so funny.
But nothing was more satisfying
that game
than
mode.
ending the night
What a dub.
with a W.
That, but a
Wait.
nice long Kraber shot.
Oh yeah, nothing's better than that, in my opinion. You just pew, and you just see him get knocked automatically. That was really good. If you guys want, we did stream Always Closing, and we did stream Snipers and Shotguns, so if you guys want to go check that out, that is already uploaded on the channel. Third mode, we can't really speak about because sadly...
I played.
You played a little
Yeah.
bit? Okay, yeah, I didn't get to play, so Kuku, your review on Kings Canyon Nighttime?
I loved it. Same thing. I love the fact when we played in the Halloween thing. I like how everyone was smart, like I was, to change my my skin to something dark and black. So it made it super hard to see. You had to get the attachment that lets you see.
Oh, digital threat. I'm guessing there was a challenge because I did log in and I was able to see. There was a challenge for
Digital threat.
using digital threats,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
But you had to, because you could not see the characters running around, so you had to rely on that a lot. But it was fun. It was fun being back, and it was weird because it's been a year since the Apex has been out, and just the nostalgia of, oh man, we're gonna land in Dome, we're gonna go to
Skull Town.
and
Oh my
and
gosh.
the,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
good.
Market, and I wish they would have left my favorite landing spot,
Gauntlet.
the Gauntlet, but they
Gauntlet.
got rid of it. But
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
No, that's cool.
it was fun.
And for today and tomorrow's mode, which is going to be the final mode to end the event, Dummies Big Day started today. Kuko and I actually were able to play beforehand, where to try it out. My opinion, I thought it was pretty good. I like it. They use this as testing for abilities, and people are also speculating some of the abilities are going to be buffs for characters, or who knows, maybe new abilities for other legends along down the line. And basically, you play as a placeholder, like dummy model. Everybody does in the game.
Just different colors.
And
that's all.
just different colors and stuff like that. And you have different abilities, like your L1, your tactical summons loot off the ground. That's what that one does. And your ultimate is kind of random.
I've seen three different.
Yes.
I've seen area health.
There's a
I've
healing
seen-
ability for your area around you.
Yeah, I've seen where he throws up a bunch of
A loot pinata.
loot. And then I've seen also where it clones yourself, and whatever you do, the clones do.
The clone's copy.
Yeah,
So, I thought it was a great mode. Cool. I don't know what you thought of it.
I thought it was fun.
playing
It was
for
just
that
different.
normal time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was pretty good. I like to wrap up the entirety of the sorority event. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really cool. Like Kuko mentioned, it sucks that we only got these modes for a little bit of time. But since it was these 2 weeks, I know I was just testing out for modes that can be used later on down the line. So I'm glad that Apex is doing so many events so quickly and in kind of together, because it keeps us playing. Because literally this event really did keep us playing almost every day, just to see what was new, just to try out the new mode and see what it was like. So I'm glad that Respawn is listening to the community and wanting to keep them on the game, keep them playing, and keep them with new content all the time. So I'm really glad that they did this. But so far, that's going to be the end for the reviews of this week.
yeah,
And the end of the show. Kuko, any final words?
yeah. I know we're a video game talk show. I know we talk about games and tech and all that stuff. But today was a very, very sad day. For the people that don't know or watching, one of my favorite NBA basketball players, Kobe Bryant, actually passed away in a very, very horrendous helicopter crash
With his daughter too.
with his daughter, 13-year-old daughter,
Mhm.
which was up and coming basketball star
She
too
was really
in her own rights. So maybe we can take this time to appreciate the fact that we're alive, that we're with our family.
Mhm.
Today he woke up like any other day, just thinking, I got to do this, this, and that, and this accident happened, and the poor wife is at home, but I don't want to say her name because I don't remember exactly, and I don't want to mess it up. But Kobe Bryant, I'm sad to see him leave. He was a really cool cat. Everything I saw of him was very genuine. Never got to meet the guy, but just sad.
Yeah.
Just sad day as far as that.
rest in peace, the legend.
Yeah. So we all just.
I'll say it here. He should have been the guy in Space Jam too,
Oh yeah.
because to me he's more like Michael Jordan than LeBron James, and for me he is the second best player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So,
And then the Wade.
fifth or sixth, but that's not here or there. But we want to thank everybody for watching, participating, joining us in the chat,
Yes.
and all that. Anything else? Any closing statements, Mr. Prodigy?
Yes, I'll go down a little speed run like I usually do. Just guys, make sure you guys go down below, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell so that way you guys know every time we go live, anytime with live streams or any other content and uploads as well. Down in the description, we also have our social media, so you guys can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and follow us there so that way you guys are updated with all the news, gaming deals we post there, gaming news as well, and memes and stuff that can just brighten up your day. We post there almost every day, so that way you guys can check us out. Hit us up with a follow. Instagram and Twitter is GameBros_show, and Facebook is just GameBros_show. Also check out Amazon.com/shop, so that way you guys could purchase from there. It gives us a little kickback, helps us, and helps us support the show as well. And if there's anything that's not on there that you guys want to see, please let us know. Hit us up on our social media, like I said before, so that way we can put it up there and you guys can help us out. As far as merch coming in, we still have that in development. We'll put that out with further details. Gamer Action, we're just finished producing some of our shirts, and we'll like to get that out for you guys, the fans, as soon as we can. But as far as all that stuff, as other stuff, just that would be all. That if you guys would please do all that stuff, like I mentioned before. And just to end, I know today's show was a bit long, but just to end today's show, like we always say, live in your world, but play in ours. Game Bros. Peace.